Let's talk about confidence. Hello everyone, Martha Elizabeth here. Thank you so much for coming back and watching my video. It has been a little over a month, probably close to 2 months that I've made a video, and I've been thinking about making this one specifically so long ago, but life happens, travel season, taking trips, work, and all of that combined definitely backtracks you a little bit. I'm really excited to get on here and talk about self-confidence and confidence in general. And before I get into it, I definitely want to start off by a little bit of a backstory in my journey with my self-confidence. Growing up, I had two amazing parents. They tried to uplift me as much as possible, especially my mom. Of course, having your parents tell you, how amazing you are is amazing to hear, and I'm really grateful. And we all know that once we get to school and once we're surrounded by our peers and society, it's not always very positive affirmations, if you will. So I definitely had my experiences with my confidence. I'll start off by as early as I can remember. I was very thin, still am thin, but I was very thin and tall, taller than the boys in my class. So, when you're in that age and you're towering over boys, you definitely have a little more attention your way than typically another girl who isn't so tall. On top of that, I had glasses. I had very old lady nerdy glasses. I still remember that. I would have my hair up in a bun, not in a bun, it's just a ponytail all the time. I never rocked it down. And I always wore sweats. It could be really fitted sweats, kind of like Juicy Couture pants. I'm not even sure what that word, a type of sweatpants are, but sometimes they were very loose, sometimes they were very fitted. Maybe like a sweater. Think of the type of fitted Juicy Couture sweatsuit, but in dark colors. There was nothing Juicy Couture like that my outfit and my style was back in those days. It was very much blacks, grays, just dark, no pattern, no type of style, very simple, very basic, because ultimately I did not want any attention on me. And I think that because I'm not even gonna say there was so much attention because of my height. I wasn't like 6'5", but I know that I was taller, and when you're tall, you catch people's eyes. It's the first thing they see. Now I'm 5'6", and I'm an average size, but when you're really young and you're towering over boys, it's definitely a different situation. So that is a little bit of how I looked, right? That's like my appearance. And again, going into the way I felt, I didn't want people's attention. Definitely not what I wanted. I guess in my mind, which is really sad to say and think about right now, is that I didn't think there was anything about me that people would admire. If anyone were to have looked at me, in my head, the first thing I'd think about was they're judging. And I'm sure there was a lot of girls my age, time frame between 10 to like 15 years old, maybe even earlier, maybe like 8 to 15 years old, an era where I was very insecure. We all compare, especially as women. We know that we all compare ourselves to each other. We wish that we would have certain characteristics, certain attributes more than others, or compare ourselves to others. And it doesn't only have to do with women, it also has to do with men. I know that for a fact. So that's a little bit of a backstory behind my confidence growing up. I started thinking, when was it that my self-confidence started to grow? And after thinking a little bit, I believe it was between the time that I stopped wearing glasses and I started rocking my hair down. It was no longer in a ponytail. I vividly remember this. I was in elementary school. I remember being in the library. I had my hair down, but I had my glasses on. I was sitting next to a girl, but I just remember saying this is me without glasses, and I remember her telling me, you look really pretty without it. Your hair down and no glasses, you look really pretty. And I would always feel very self-conscious, even taking it off, because it was my shield, my armor, right? I was trying to hide. My glasses were just another thing to hide the real me, if you will. I remember that. I vividly remember that moment that she told me that I looked good without my glasses and with my hair down, and that I should try it out a little more. And I'm not sure if I really took that advice right after, like the day after, but it kind of started happening, and I started rocking my hair down, straightening my hair a lot. We know that time. Slowly but surely, I started getting into makeup, and winged eyeliner was my go-to. It was like the first thing I discovered that could really accentuate, emphasize my eyes, really bring attraction to the eyes. I purposely put eyeliner right now because just for the purpose of the video, you know, that was my thing. Eyeliner was my signature go-to makeup thing. I remember always being on YouTube, my favorite makeup gurus like Carly Bible, Cole Guerrero, Michelle Phan. I started watching all these beauty channels, all these makeup videos, learning tips and tricks. All of that combined has brought me to where I am today. And there are so many ways and tips out there on how to be more confident, but this is more personalized. I wanted to talk about how I personally feel the most confident and how people perceive me to be confident, because I feel like that topic has been very prominent in my life over the last couple of months. Let's get into it. So I've put together 4 categories: your body language, your speech, your appearance, and your attitude. So let's start with body language. I noticed the biggest reason why people perceive me to be very confident or very mature, strong-minded is because of my eye contact. Yes, my eye contact. My ability to look at people in the eye while they're talking and while I am talking to them. And now I understand, but back then I remember when I first heard an older person telling me, "You have really good eye contact." "Oh, thank you." You know, like I wasn't thinking much of it. I remember always having this story in my head, like if people don't look at me while I'm talking to them, I always feel like they're not listening to me, they're not ignoring me, and I get so bothered, which is why I like to look at people in the eye. I feel like I'm really listening and understanding them a lot more, so I wanted that back. Not everyone is like that. A lot of people have a little bit of a harder time looking at people directly. It's very intimate. It's very, very, very intimate. But if you practice a little more, practice it with someone that you really trust, someone that you don't feel like will judge you, try it. Try it out with maybe a little brother, a little sister, maybe a dog, maybe a pet, maybe your mom, your dad, your whoever it is, your best friend, your boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, anyone that you really, really trust. Ask them, "Can I look at you in the eye for 10 seconds, maybe 30 seconds, and then maybe 60 seconds? And then try out, can you talk to me? And I'm gonna be looking at you in the eye the entire time." Practice is gonna make better, it's gonna make improvement, and if you even work on just your eye contact alone while you're talking to someone, I promise you, people are gonna think you're like so confident, like the most confident person in the world, because I got that when I was 11, 10, 12 years old. Posture. We've seen the models walk the runway. Are they slouching? No. Are they standing up with their back straight, head up high, looking like a boss? Yes. Do you see them to be very, very confident people? Absolutely. Let's model the people that look the most confident, right? Find someone, find a figure, even if it's a fictional character, whether it's a fictional or non-fictional character, figure, someone that you want to model, find the traits that they have that makes them look confident, and then model that, mimic that, work on that, and impersonate that a little bit, right? Season it up with what actually fits you, what feels a little more comfortable for you. And I think honestly that could be the first step to having a more confident self. So let's go back to the posture. If I would have been standing like this out in a restaurant, I don't think that people would perceive me to be very confident. In fact, people would probably think I am scared, I am shy, I am timid. Sitting up nice and strong with your back straight, chin up, looking at people with eye contact, those 2 things, man, body language is everything. It really is such a key factor to having great confidence. Next, let's talk about speech. Clear speaking skills. It's not something that we're all born with. I definitely was not born with clear speaking skills. It's something that you have to work on, even if it's by yourself in your room, or you purposely put yourself in a really uncomfortable position in front of a public and just work on it. Have people around you that can give you some feedback on how you can become better. Whatever which way you want to work on that is your way, and it's completely okay. You want people to understand you. You want people to understand your words and the delivery of your words. When you talk, you want people to feel your presence and to feel your words and the strength and the sound and the embrace of them. That requires a little bit of confidence, but we can fake it. I personally love the saying, fake it till you make it. Only with the self-confidence bucket do I like the fake it till you make it, because that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it when it comes to confidence, is fake your confidence. Nobody can tell that you're faking confidence. How can you tell? Like, you can't. No one can tell that you're faking your confidence. So when you try to listen to people that are telling you, girl, just practice some eye contact and trust me, that's gonna help you feel a little more confident. You're practicing it. You're faking it. Faking and practice, honestly, is like, to me, it's like the same thing. Really listening to people, really being on top of what they're saying and trying to understand. Not understand to listen, but rather listen to understand. Sorry. Not listen to respond, but rather listen to understand. Having people understand what it is that you're saying allows you to look a lot more powerful, a lot more confident. Let's talk about appearance now. How can you look confident without speaking to someone, without giving people eye contact? I started thinking about how it is that I am when I am in public spaces, in events specifically, when I'm just someone that is attending an event that I'm attending. How it is that I can be perceived, or I look the most confident without having to say anything. How? This is the way to do it. So for me personally, I like to grab onto something. If there are objects on a table, for example, maybe it's cocktail hour, I'll find a cocktail and I will always hold it in my hand. And maybe I'm standing up, or maybe I'm sitting down with my legs crossed. Maybe I have my hand on my knee and the cup of my hand, and I'm just looking around, and I will purposely look at people, smile, make eye contact. Even if I'm not talking, just making eye contact with someone with posture very, very straight, head up high, having something in my hand, you immediately look like, one, you look like you're about to pose for a photo shoot, which never looks bad if someone's catching you off guard. But two, people can see how confident you are. What's something that I can grab? How is it that I can pose that if someone were to catch me off guard, like, I would feel really, really good? And that is it. Maybe it's a purse, my hair, right? Working with something, especially with your hands, because sometimes hands can look a little bit awkward. That's what I started to think about when it came to looking confident in a public setting. Another bullet when it comes to your appearance is your outfit, the fashion, the looks. How are you serving people? As I mentioned earlier, I definitely did not have any style, and I'm not saying I'm the most fashionista person now, but I definitely have my taste. I know what works for me, what I like and what I don't like. When I was younger, I had sweatpants and sweaters, and that's what I was rocking with, and I felt the most comfortable in that because I wanted to hide. But now in my life, I don't want to hide. I don't think that serves anyone if you hide. And so I have my own taste now. Having your own taste, knowing what colors suit you, what shades of certain colors suit you, the texture, the patterns, the cuts of the shirts and the pants, and what you want to accentuate a little bit more, what you don't want to accentuate a little bit more. How it is that the clothes is gonna fit you is so crucial. As time goes by, you're going to see people's styles. You're going to get really inspired by a certain top or pants, again, style that someone else is wearing. You're gonna grab something from that person's style and incorporate it into your style and zhuzhing it up a little bit with what fits you, because you want to make it very personal for you, and that's okay. It could be clothes, it could be shoes, it could be accessories, jewelry, hair pieces. I mean, there's just so much that you can do to even start incorporating a little more fashion into your style. Wear your clothes. Do not let your clothes wear you. And remember that every piece of clothing that you buy, look at it and ask yourself, is this going to make me feel like my best self? Is this going to make me feel like I am a walking idol of just the most amazing, self-confident person out there? Do I feel fabulous in it? Do I feel positive? Do I radiate in it? Do I feel comfortable in this piece? Those are important questions to ask yourself when it comes to looking for new pieces or maybe changing up your style a little bit more. And last but totally not least is your attitude. This could be the first, this could be one of the first, but I really wanted to end the video with this. The reason why is because if your attitude is not on point, and by on point I mean positive, empowering, inspiring, uplifting, you're not gonna get to where you wanna get. And if you're downgrading yourself so much and telling yourself that you can't do something or that you cannot be where you want to be, you will never get there. That is the sad reality, is that you won't get there if you keep telling yourselves all these downgrading negative words and thoughts in your brain. That is the first step to becoming something or someone or getting something or someone in any adventure, in any journey. It's your attitude and what you tell yourself, your thoughts and your words. So let's talk about how we can fix that and empower ourselves a little more. Let's be radically aware of what we say to ourselves about ourselves. If you're gonna say, I'm such a bad speaker, there's no way that I can actually communicate very clearly. I'm so bad and I get really, really nervous when it comes to speaking to someone and I just have a lot of anxiety. Well, we keep creating those realities and feedback loops of what we say out loud and what we think about. And this is going back to my fond saying of fake it till you make it when it comes to the self-confidence bucket, is fake it. Tell yourself, I am the most clear speaking human being there is out there in the universe. I love to talk to people. I feel the most confident. I do not get shy. I can speak clearly to anyone, even if it means the best speakers in the world out there is in the audience and I can clearly speak to them. I'm a great speaker and I'm going to become an even better speaker more than I am right now. Tell yourself those affirmations, even if you don't believe it. Why not fake something to become a better human? Why not fake the positive, and so that you can just become better? Because any thought, any word you say to yourself, any word that you say out loud, they become reality. So allow the fake positive to become that positive reality. Let's talk about the fear of people's opinion and the fear of being judged. I know that's a huge one. I know that for a fact. And that's something that even myself, I kind of feared a little bit as I was growing up, because, you know, you have your peers of many, many years that have known you, see how you've kind of are changing your ways and your style, and you're now rocking makeup and you have your hair down when you never used to, and maybe they're like, oh, look at her, she's trying to look, you know, a certain way. It's inevitable. I know a lot of us fear being judged. It's human nature. We don't like to be judged. We don't like to be mocked and made fun of. Definitely no one likes that. And I don't know what more to say other than in like 5 years, maybe even less, nobody is going to remember any of that. Nobody will remember. Or do you remember like when Martha was in the 4th grade and she stopped using glasses, started putting her hair down, and she thought she was the shit? Nobody's gonna remember that. And if they do, that's concerning. No one is. Everyone has their own life and other more important things to think about. The fear of people's opinion is your fear of not truly believing in yourself. Believing in yourself, aka your attitude and what you tell yourself and your thoughts, that's where it comes back down to. And that's why it's so important to make sure that you're constantly reaffirming yourself and telling yourself that you are capable of anything that you want to be in the future. Anyone you want to become and model, you are capable, more than capable. And it just takes practice. It just takes a little bit of determination. It just takes some love and patience for that. And it's possible. And if you surround yourself with people that can help you, do it. I highly, highly, highly encourage it, because it's only going to quicken up your journey of self-confidence. And we can do it. We can totally do it. A little more confident tomorrow, a little more confident for the next day, a little more confident for next week, and confident for your years to come. I am very, very excited to hear if any of these words or tips resonated. If there's any more self-confidence tips that you'd like to leave in the comments below, I'd love to hear it, as I want to become better and I want to share those tips out to the people that also want to be a little more confident in themselves. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoy this video, and I will see you all hopefully in the next video. Bye.